All right. Hey guys, happy last Sunday of January. Has anyone thought about that? Like, what the heck? When we were at the doctor the other day and they told Tom they could do his surgery on February 1st, it seemed so far away. And then we were driving home and he was like, that's Thursday. I'm like, I know. Like, I'm glad they're doing it early, but I was like, it just sounded far away. But somehow January is coming to an end. So what we're going to do tonight is talk a little bit about our week and a little bit about, I'm so glad the month from hell is just about over. Well, I'm glad it's about over too then, Sonia. We're just all going to move forward. We're going to do a little bit of our week. We're also going to do just a little bit of like big picture because, February is coming and that's important. Lindsay, what happened? What are you so excited about?
The code that it's telling me on here is a totally different code than what you have on your flyer, maybe.
For the love, for real?
But we'll worry about that later.
Okay, well, just you help everyone get on and I'll figure it out later. It's some damn bingo cards and the flyers and then the calendar today for Vibin and Thrivin. My eyeballs are crossing, I tell you. Okay, so thinking of the week to come. Okay, we've got this week is coming up. We have 3 days left is all we have left for January to make magic happen. And I'm not saying that to be a smarty pants because I've seen magic happen in the 3 days before. So keeping in mind what I like to call your boulders. You guys have heard me say that before. What are your boulders of this upcoming week? For me, we have our Dream Team Zoom tomorrow, which is going to be really, really important. I know a lot of you work during the day. If it's the kind of thing where you could put the earbud in and be on there, that would be amazing. I will record it, but it's going to be one of those Zooms where even if you listen to it live, you're probably going to go back and listen to it a couple of times recorded. Also, we just like to have a good showing because this Linz Coggins gal has had a really busy weekend and she's fitting us in. So we want to really show up for that. Tuesday night, we have our team rally Zoom. And Lindsay, this will be our last team rally on branding, correct? Yeah. And then there's
and it's going to be open to everybody. So come with your brand.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay, that's exciting. And then there's a whole new series planned after the branding series. So just so you know, even though it's bonus season, even though there's so much going on, there's always something being planned in the background to help you grow as a leader and as just a human half the time, right? On Wednesday, let's think, that's the last day of the month. So that's going to be the day where it's, excuse my language, but balls to the wall, right? No stone left unturned. Some of you could be hitting the rank advance bonus in the next 3 days, right? Who on here is eligible for 4K? And you could be hitting in the next few days or 12K or 40K, right? There, it goes up from there. But somebody on this team in this downline could very well be hitting that in the next 3 days. So don't take your foot off the gas. Don't look at an order or a possible whatever and think, oh, I'll push that off for Thursday. Like I'll push it off for February, because I've learned the hard way when you hold back people's orders, sometimes they change their mind by Thursday and then you miss the whole thing. So if you have someone you're talking to, don't take your foot off the gas because you feel far away from your goal. Just keep pushing, because I can promise you, if you take your foot off the gas, you'll never reach your goal. It's like trying to get from here to Vegas and driving with your foot on the brake half the time. You're not going to make it without burning your car up, right? Okay, and then then we'll kind of dive into February. So let's do we'll just do a real quick rate of run because we are so far into the month. You're going to go into your cloud there and you're going to get on your, just that main page. Whoops, I hit Facebook. That is clearly not our cloud. Right there on the main page, you're going to go down to your business snapshot and you're going to go to the qualification line, I believe it's called. As soon as I get logged in here, I can actually catch up to you. Okay. Oh, the rank advances. Okay, here we go. Business snapshot, dropping down. My cloud is slow. Yeah, under qualifications, you're looking for current QV. You're going to take that dollar amount. You're going to divide it by 28 because today is the 28th of the month. Now you're going to take that smaller number and multiply it by 31. This is the dollar amount you are projected to end at. Some of you may be looking at that and being like, well, I'm $1,000 off, or I'm $5,000 off, whatever it is. That's not set in stone. I'm not telling you that's where you're actually going to end. You could go past that. You can get real creative with your upline over the next 3 days. You can use the operation. No, what's it called? What's our current promo called, everybody? Promoter appreciation. You could use promoter appreciation to really talk to people on your team or people that want to be on your team about the $400 and $800 pack. It doesn't even have to be the pack. It could be also, dollar amounts of single items. They just won't get the promo codes unless they get the pack. So you have that on the table. Maybe you have credits in your back office. Maybe, and I know a lot of you do because a lot of you were on that leader retreat. Maybe you have some products sitting in your house right now. Maybe you can sweeten the deal. Maybe if somebody wants to buy their first month of Thrive, you're going to throw in an extra box of capsules for next month, right? Have you ever thought about that? That is actually the promo that I bought. That's how I ordered in Thrive the first time. Brittany Williams was offering for everyone in her downline. She was pushing, I think, for 200K. That if you ordered a month of Thrive, she gave you a box of capsules. Do you know what that made me do? I bought my first month of Thrive as well as another box of shakes and another DFT because I wanted to get 2 months since I was getting something for free. So don't ever play down what you have your hands on. If you're looking at a bag of Cran Plus, or maybe you've got gummies in front of you, think, like use your brain. Think like a customer. What would you have wanted? Like if somebody said to me now, hey, if you buy a month, I'll give you a box of free capsules. Do you see this behind me? I'd be like, okay, you keep your capsules. But when I wasn't yet a customer, that was gold, right? That was $60 back in the day that somebody was handing me. So what can you help somebody with what you have? And if you don't have a ton of product laying around, maybe you have an open box of capsules. You could give somebody 3 full days. Order today. I'm going to send you 3 days right away, or I'll hand you 3 days if they live where you are. And then that'll hold you over till your order comes, kind of thing. What do you have that you can seal the deal with? Don't wait for your upline to drop something, and sure as hell don't wait on corporate, because corporate has done nothing but drop things left and right, and they've already got something big on the table for us. So it's 3 days. It's a matter of you digging deep and deciding, how bad do I want it? Do I really want to finish January strong, or am I waiting for February? Because I've already heard it. I've already heard people saying, well, they didn't announce that winning thing until halfway through the month. And I'm not on track for it, so I'm waiting for January. If you're waiting for January, you might as well wait for February. You might as well wait for February 2025, right? If that's your attitude, you're just not going to get there. You got to start today. You got to start yesterday. And if you didn't start yesterday, you can start right now. Okay. So when you're looking at the bingo card and it says to send out 5 messages to people you don't know, put your big girl panties on and send out those 5 messages. No one's going to die. No one's going to come through the computer screen and kill you. No one's going to make fun of you. None of that matters. I was just actually having a conversation with Lindsay. You guys, when it came to my brick and mortar businesses, I did not think twice about getting onto Facebook and saying, here's what we do. Here's why we're so good at it. Here's how it can help you. You should be in here. I have an opening. I have a deal. I have a this. I didn't think twice about it. And I didn't care if anybody made fun of me. It was my business. Guess what? Same thing. This is your business. Own it. Run with it. Be about your business. We're doing branding so that you can attract people into your net. Guess what? If you've been working the bingo cards for we started them in September. If you've been doing it anytime between now and September, you should be making so many reels and so many posts, and you should be finding new people that are following you, and you should be connecting with those people. And if you've done it consistently, those people are who you can now talk business with. Those are the people you can say, hey, I know you've been following me for a couple months. I just think I've been following you back, or whatever you want to say. Have you ever thought about what I do for a living? Would you ever want to know something about what I do for a living? And at that point, it's up to you to either send a pre-recorded video that you made, get them on a Wednesday night private Zoom, a Saturday morning public Zoom, or put them in a group chat with your upline. You have options at that point. But if you don't ask that question, you don't have any options. So when people say, I don't know who to talk to, I don't have anybody to talk to, you do. You just have to talk to them. You can't be afraid to talk to people. If you're afraid to talk to people, we're going to have a long conversation about this JOB that you've signed up for. Okay. All right. So that's the attitude and the energy that I want you taking on for the next 3 days. Like starting tonight, if you have not yet finished your bingo card, or maybe you finished it, but you just sort of like finished it, right? Like I just finished it today, but you didn't really like finish it. Like you didn't really send messages. You didn't really work hard on it. Go back to some of those things. Could I have sent 2 more messages? Could my message have been bold, right? look over what you're doing. If you're putting in half-ass effort, you're going to get half-ass results. And I can guarantee you rake advances don't happen for half-ass activity, because I've been half-assing it for years and I don't have one, right? So I'm just being real and honest with you guys tonight. If you are working for these rank advance bonuses, and I've talked to a lot of you, I have gotten tears out of people because they tell me what it is that they're working for. Look in the mirror, bring those tears to the surface if you need to be reminded, and go work for it. Don't wait on someone to bring you anything. No one's bringing you anything. It ain't happening. Corporate might serve up something else, but again, if they serve it up, you still have to do something with it. So what are you doing these next 3 days to push your business to the limit so that on February 1st, you are so in it to win it that you don't even realize it's the beginning of the month, right? That's where you need to be. You got to feel it in here, you guys. If this was the only way you were paying your bills, if you woke up tomorrow, your husband lost his job or you lost your job, whatever, this was the only way you could pay your bills, I can guarantee you would act differently. And I can show you the numbers, because in 2020, when people lost their jobs left and right, our team skyrocketed. People who sat around like little happy mice, they hit 12K. They went on getaways because that was the hunger that they had for that. So if you are happy in your home and you do have someone helping pay bills and things are good, I'm happy for you. But look at this separately. Look at what you could be doing. You could be even happier in your home. The home you're happy in could be paid for. The home you're happy in could be in a different state, right? The home you're happy to be in could be 2 people in that home debt-free. There's a lot of stuff on the line here that you could be working for. Okay, anyway, I don't know. That just came out of nowhere. So we were on Ready to Run. All right. Let's just kind of, I know that's a lot for January. Look, before I say anything, does anybody have any questions about that? Have any questions? Does everybody understand the current promo that is out? The promoter appreciation. Okay. I think the biggest thing to know on that one is that if they do the packs, they get the promo codes. If they don't do the packs, they still get the freebies, they still get the free shipping, they still get the free product, but they do not get promo codes. And that's a very important difference for a lot of people if you're talking about that, especially if you're talking to somebody new. All right, how many of you are talking to people about business? Not necessarily product, business. Ronnie, you have every reason to work really hard. Right? So who's talking about business with people? Who did their 1-minute story today that's on the bingo card that says talk about the rank advances? All right. How did it feel? You can unmute, you can talk. I know I was yelling a minute ago.
I just did it, and you're in the background talking about goals and money, and it was perfect. So I just did it right now. I'm like, listen, I work 7 days a week, but I'm working for all of these people. Like, I turned it around to make it about you and not me.
Atta girl. So I will say Lindsay, Samantha, and I are learning, and hopefully you guys can learn from us. But the first Saturday opportunity Zoom we did, it was good. We were proud of it. It was good. But the one we did this past Saturday was even better, because instead of talking about us, we talked about that person watching. And so keep that in mind. Whenever you're talking about money or you're talking about this business, keep in mind what it could do for that person, not really what it's done for you. Oh, I thought Sandra was going to talk. Oh, I did it and it didn't feel as awkward. Good. Anybody else?
I haven't done mine yet, but I did do the Financial Friday on Friday, and I was so dreading that. And it was like later in the evening, but I did it. And like I said, I didn't die, and it wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be. So there's that.
Yeah. I know that I talk freely about money, but it's because I've done it for years, right? I didn't just wake up one day and start talking about money. I have talked about it for years. So for those of you that it felt awkward or it felt weird, or you maybe haven't even done it yet because you're like, I would rather throw up on myself than do it. I promise you, the more you do it, the better you're going to get. The more you think about that person, when you look at your phone, picture the person who you know, who needs money for groceries, who needs money for electricity? Who needs money to pay for gas? Who needs money to put the ballet slippers on their kids? Picture that person and talk to them. Too often our egos get in the way and we start talking to us. I don't need to be talked to, Tammy. I've already done it, right? I already know what it's going to bring for me. I already know what's out there for me. I need to talk to the old me. I need to talk to the girl down the street. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing anything business related and money related, because I know there's so many people who are like, oh, it feels ooey, or I'm not supposed to talk about money. Well, think about this. You're not talking about money. You're talking about a blessing. If I said right now to Sandra Delbeck that my neighbor was not feeling well and did not have money for groceries this week, that girl would literally get an entire truck full of groceries. She would drive it up here and she would cook meals for them. Right? Does anybody think that's wrong? Because you all know it's true. But what if I said, Sandra, my neighbor doesn't have any money to buy groceries. How can you help her? You could help her. You could say, I know you don't have money for groceries, but I know a way that we can earn money for groceries. Are you willing to work for this? If you're willing to work for it, I'm willing to work with you. Right? So think about that. You're all helpers. I don't know how Jesus did it. I'm a flaming red. And this team is just, I think you're yellow or green people. I don't know. And every day I just want to push you so hard. And I just want you to like know how much you have to offer somebody. Like you don't have to go in and have your boobs out and throwing $100 bills around like we're clubbing, but you can go in and be like, do you know, I know a way that you can get $100 every Tuesday to pay for your kids' groceries. Like that's a big deal. I'm a flaming yellow. I love you said flaming. Wait, Olivia said I recorded one yesterday, but went over a minute. So it has to snip it. That's okay. Sandra had the same thing. Hers was like a minute and 17 or something. But you guys, record it. Put it into CapCut. Watch it. Listen. Do you say, Is there a part where you take a pause? Is there maybe an opening where you were talking about something else? Clip that, splice that stuff out. And you got yourself, you're probably end up like 50 seconds. But the important thing is to record it and do it and have it. And guess what? Now that you've done it, you have it. It's on your phone. So if next week I'm like, hey, talk about these ring advance bonuses again. And you're like, girl, I'm busy tonight. You have it. Share it. It's okay. McDonald's runs the same commercial every single day for weeks at a time. Like, do you turn on the TV and go, oh, ridiculous. They showed this one at 3:30 this afternoon. I cannot believe they have the audacity to show me the same commercial with the same actress. No, you just hear the jingle. You hear what they're talking about, right? If you've been doing the bingo cards since September, your phone, which mine does it constantly, it's so annoying. We already pay a lot for our storage. It should be telling you all the time, you got too much on here. You got too much, right? You should have to go through and you should have to be thinning that stuff out. Not just because of reels, but because you have stockpiled your stories. You've stockpiled these videos. Now, granted, now we're shifting into what the bonus season, as we're all calling it. So your videos are going to talk more about money. It's okay. Talk about it. Talk about what money can do for people. What did Samantha tell us one day, Lindsay? Don't shop with your wallet, shop with theirs. So also don't talk to them about the opportunity from your lens. Talk about it from theirs. Right. So I heard this thing on a podcast a couple of days ago where the lady said she calls it her hot shot trick. I am so off of power play and it's not even funny, but she talks about her hot shot trick. She says she imagines whenever she gets a little stressed out or worried or something's not going right with her business, she imagines a hot shot from like another business. So like, let's pretend, let's pretend that I'm like struggling with my business, my Lavelle business. I'm going to imagine Courtney Glazer walking in my house and taking over. Like I'm gone, poof, I'm out. She's literally living in my house now. She's married to Tom. Good luck, Courtney. This is her realm. What would she do differently than what I'm doing right now? I can guarantee she'd be like, you mean you don't have kids to take care of during the day? You mean you can literally just sit and focus on your job all day? Are you kidding me? Like that would be a total blessing to her, right? There are things in your life that you are using as an excuse, or you don't even recognize how blessed you are to have it. She might be like, you have your own office? Like you have your own office space with a door that nobody barges in through during the day. You have city Wi-Fi that doesn't go down, knock on wood. Like there are so many things going for you that somebody else would recognize. So if you feel yourself struggling and you start feeling yourself whining, because I know on the flip side, we all have bad shit in our lives too. I get it. I totally get that. But if you focus on the bad stuff, guess what you're going to have? A whole lot more bad. So picture the hotshot coming in. They're now sitting in your recliner or your desk chair or your dining room table, or maybe it's your car in the kids' pickup line. What are they doing differently that you aren't doing? Take notes from them. And of course, it's all make believe. I don't know exactly what she would do, but I have a feeling I know what she would do. Right? Let me read this real quick. Sorry. I literally got the notification yesterday. My draft reels are taking up the most storage on my phone. I've been trying to post more than usual. Yep. I have learned to be grateful. I have learned to be grateful as heck for Wi-Fi. Absolutely. Sonia says she's probably organizing the heck out of this office. If it's Courtney Glazer, I doubt it. I can guarantee you she's hired someone to come in once a week to do it because she's going to work that business. Right? Oh, Ronnie says her phones is also telling her that she is constantly full. It's so frustrating, but I swear we've already upped it and upped it and upped it. And I've got to sell a kidney if we keep upping it. So I just need to get my shit together and delete it. Okay. So who's fired up for the last 3 days of January? Yeah, I hope you can all sleep tonight. Actually, I hope you can't. I hope you work your businesses till 2 a.m. Just kidding. Moving on into February. You guys, every day, Monday through Friday, we have a wake up and win. I would be remiss to not say that. They're not until 9 a.m. Eastern, and there are some days by 9 a.m. Eastern, I have knocked out a ton of work, but I still get on. I let it play in the background. I sit here and do extra work, whatever it is. Maybe you're at your job and you can just listen. But I have learned more things over the last 2 months of being dedicated to those wake up and wins. Oh, and bonus, Sandra Delbeck is leading Tuesday morning. So if you ever have the chance to hop on, I think it's every other Tuesday, but we're trying to get her on as many Tuesdays as possible. Sandra D leads one hell of a wake up and win. And I know a lot of you work during the day, but again, they're recorded. They're on YouTube. They're on Susan Kaufman's YouTube. If you just listen to it while you're driving home from your day job, it's amazing. And I can't tell you, like, listen to the first part or the middle or the end. I don't know. Like, it's just random when people are talking about what they're doing or somebody asks a question. It's, I've learned so many freaking things. Like right when I feel like I can't learn more, I learn more. And it's right there on that wake up and win. Shout out, I'm leading Wednesdays. Well, Lindsay and I always lead Wednesdays, but this is my Wednesday. Wednesday night will be the private opportunity Zoom. And so that is the opportunity Zoom. It's a little different than what we do on Saturday mornings in the fact that they do talk about dollar amounts. Okay. So that's why it's kept private. That's why the link just doesn't float around. That's why you don't post the link. You don't share that link unless you are actually talking to someone and they say they want to be on. Then and only then can you send the link. And then I don't know. I thought at one point we were going to have a new link every week for that to make it locked down, but I don't know. So keep an eye out. It'll either be a repeat of the link or it'll be a new one this Wednesday. But the thing is, that Zoom is not for you. You already thrive. That Zoom is for you to bring people to. So this week, when you're sending out messages tomorrow about, hey, you and I have talked a lot about the fact that you've been struggling, that the gas money is too much and you feel like you need a second job. I have the opportunity for you. Can you be on this Wednesday night with me? Right? You have to ask the question. You have to talk to the person. When the person comments about what's your sticker, hey, have you ever thought about doing what I do? Right? Now is the time to be bold. If you are connected to people in any way, shape, or form, that's me, as far as I'm concerned, as warm as can be. If you have introduced yourself to that follower and said, hey, what brought you here? Or, hey, it's nerve-wracking to open myself up to people, but I'm excited to connect. Why did you decide to follow me? And they wrote you back. Hey, girl, I've been seeing your face on all of my stories. Have you ever thought about doing what I've been doing? That's the only way those people are going to get funneled into any kind of conversation about wealth. Now, I'm not saying when somebody clicks follow or somebody likes your video, you immediately go, hey, do you want to be on this Zoom on Wednesday? I'll show you how to make money. No, that's weird, right? But the people who have been following you, that you have been connecting with prior to this, Those are the people. Lindsay says, bottom line, it's time to get bold and get them on a Zoom, or we will do a private in a Zoom. I know Tammy and I will jump on anytime if you've got a newbie. Absolutely. So the Wednesday night is scheduled. The Saturday morning is scheduled. But like Lindsay said, if someone's talking to you about it and they're like I'm thinking of Sonia, she has a girl who's kind of bounced back and forth a little bit, and she has a really weird schedule, it seems like. You know, maybe we sent her the recording of Saturdays, but maybe she's one of them that we just need to say, hey, what's good for you? We're going to hop on. And it would just be kind of like a one-on-one, kind of like a group chat, but only in a Zoom form. So we could actually share with them some information. So my point is, we have all these things available, and that's wonderful. And that is good. But if you aren't using them, if you aren't doing the work to get people into these things, it's not going to matter. I love the fact that I love the fact that I can send someone that maybe I've talked about money with them before. Maybe they've seen my stuff. Maybe they saw what we did Sunday, but they know me and they're like, that Tammy, I don't know. She's always been XYZ, whatever they might think, right? But I can plug them in on Wednesday night and they're going to meet someone who they've never met before. They have no idea, and they're going to hear that person's story. And that could be the thing that seals the deal. So multiple invitations to multiple events. It's kind of like a local, only better because we're actually talking about money. And money is how you get people to join your business, right? And so for anyone on here who's like, I can't talk about money, you can. Period. You can. Maybe you're not making a gazillion dollars. That's okay. I'm not asking you to be a millionaire. I'm not telling you, because I'm not telling you to go tell people they can be millionaires, right? I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you, talk to people about what they need money for, and let them know that you have an idea that could help them. And if they want to learn about it, we've got these 2 times. And if those 2 times don't work, what does work? And then get a hold of me or Lindsay. Lindsay put her bold message in here. Hey, XYZ, I can't keep the product or opportunity from you anymore. It's on my heart to reach out to you and talk about what is on the table for you right now. No pressure or hard feelings, but I know this opportunity can change your lives. Are you open to talking more in detail? You guys, for every no that she gets, that gets her closer to that yes. And I know a lot of you think that you have to have a team that is huge, right? Because you see people that have huge teams. I'm here to tell you, I don't know how many thousands of promoters are on this team, right? They have a promoter account, but you guys know how many are active, right? It doesn't take that many people to get you to 40K or to 80K, to be quite honest. Oh, it's jumping around. I talk about all the traveling I've done since joining and how the company awarded me for travel. When you came to Toledo, the longest of the event. What other company does that? Absolutely. And so she's not even saying like, oh, you can earn 3 getaways a year or anything like that. She's just saying I've traveled because of this company. Because you guys, even for the average Joe, if they never go on a getaway, but they go on a leader retreat, or they like how we traveled to Toledo for that kind of, I don't know, mega local, that's a freaking business write-off. You know how many people would love to travel every blue moon and write that stuff off? This is my group oh, thanks, Lindsay, for putting all this in there. So now this is when she is talking to somebody about Wednesday night private Zoom. Okay. Thank you. No. This is my group private. Oh, group, like Facebook group. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Thank you for loving on my post in our mutual group. I really appreciate it. I'm connecting with people with the same interest. So I sent your friend request. I hope that's okay. I like how she said that. My weight loss journey has had a full share of ups and downs. I'm so thankful I found something that helps me stay committed and motivated. Now, first she says my weight loss journey has had ups and downs. Right away, somebody's going to connect to that, right? We're in the same group. She asked me for permission to be my friend. And she's already telling me that she's been on the same roller coaster that I've been on for XYZ, right? I'm so thankful I found something that helped me stay committed and motivated over the last 8 years. Now I'm like, whoa, what? She did what? She found something that worked? I lost my place. Let's be honest, surgery isn't a fix-all. Damn straight. When's your surgery date and how are you doing? She didn't say, can I sell you my product? Can I show you my product? Can I talk about my product? She said, when is your surgery and how are you doing? That's a phenomenal message. I am not in that group, but I am going to copy this message while we're all on here. I'm copying it and I got to go over to my notes really quick. Just everyone hold the phone because I've got to, I cannot minimize when I'm recording the Zoom. All right. Zoom's being kind of crappy to me right now. Well, Lindsay, you're just going to have to send me that because for whatever reason, it's not letting me do something, but I like that. So pay attention to the structure of your messages. We talked about this, I think at the retreat where Samantha was saying, a lot of times you'll either maybe in your stories or maybe in your post, you'll do the blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, wow, like put the thing at the top. Put the thing at the very top. Let that be your clickbait, and then you can fill it in. She gave a great example, and it is so true. A lot of my YouTubes that I love to watch, and I'm going to watch them no matter what. They don't even have to do this for me, but this is how they do it. They film the whole YouTube. They find a highlight, a good little clickbait snippet, and they put it in the first 30 seconds. And then they start the video. Right. But I'm hook, line, and sinker at that point, because now I've seen the jazzy thing. Right. So think about that whenever you're making posts or you're making your reels. I've saved all of these bold messages in a Word doc. Oh, thank you. I sent, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa's taking care of me. Okay. So do you have your Zooms written down for the week that you want to be on, or you want to catch the replay of? Because I know you can't be on all of them. And you guys, listen, let me do that real quick here. Zooms are great and wonderful, but if you're spending a lot of time on Zooms, if you're spending more time on a Zoom than you are on your business, nope. Hard pass. Pick one and then work the rest of the time. Like it's my message. Yeah, I know promoters who are on every Wake Up and Win. They're on every corporate call. They're on every Lunch and Grow. They're on every corporate thing every single night. They're on anything else they're on all those things, and they have a PPA of 0, and I hardly see anything posted or shared. But they know all the things. They can tell you what they need to be doing. They can tell you what they're working on, but nothing actually happens. So if you feel yourself on that hamster wheel of learning and learning and learning and learning and learning, you're graduated. Get the hell off and go do what you've learned. Okay. We will learn again when we all get together at Thrive Palooza. But between now and Thrive Palooza, it's game on. It's looking at your calendar where you're normally like, well, I'm going to meet my girlfriend here, and I'm going to get my nails done here, and I'm going to do this. Wipe some of that crap off. Right? Like, I know it's a joke now, but I did not mean it to sound bad. But the day Lindsay was like, oh, Saturday morning Zoom, I was like, listen, I'm in for Saturday mornings until I make $1 million. Because it's true. When I start making $1 million, I'm going to be like, hey, Lisa, it's your turn to get on that Saturday morning Zoom. Right? So until I get there, I'm in it. Well, the thing is, it's on our bingo card. Okay. So this is for just Thriving Sisters and Down, which I know there could be other people. There's not, but there could be watching the replay. The reason we have at the bottom of your bingo cards is the reminder about what Zooms are on, and like the skill of the day and stuff. It is literally a reminder. It is a reminder so that, because you can only imagine how often we get messages. When is this and what is that? Or, oh, I forgot about this. Or we hear, here is an excuse we hear a lot. Oh, I would have been on, but I forgot all about it. Well, you can't forget about it now. It's on there, right? Your main focus on your bingo card is still your bingo card. If those things are just reminders, and all the other teams that are using our bingo cards, the reason those are at the bottom, because they literally crop that out. They take a screenshot and crop it out. I should have told all you guys. Tools in the toolbox don't work if you don't use them. Absolutely. I'm upping the game this week on top of the bingo card, 3 bold messages and 5 group private messages daily. So just to go over that, when she says private group message, she is talking about being really active in her groups, her Facebook groups. Plus listening like a hawk. Yeah, tomorrow, I'm really excited for tomorrow's Zoom. I think we're going to learn a lot. I'm not going to say names, but I'm going to tell you guys that I have done some social media audits, and what I see the most are people talking to the same people they've been talking to for the last 5 years. Right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, your friends list doesn't look different. Your followers list isn't growing. And if that's where you're at, and if that's where you're like, well, I've talked to everybody, or the people I had, they started it, now they don't do it anymore, or so-and-so is ghosting me, your focus needs to be on throwing that big giant net out there. And so if you're like, I'm not really getting a lot of people, you guys, I've told you this before, I'm going to tell you again, and nobody likes to hear it. The reason I got so many followers in such a short period of time is because I did 3 reels a day. 3 reels a day. I did 3 reels a day. That's 1, 2, 3 reels a day. It sucked. I hated it. I was mad at myself for that, making that commitment, but I stuck to it, and I have new eyeballs on my business finally. So if you are talking to the same people, or if you're getting yourself all worked up because one person maybe was going to thrive and now they're not, I want you to have so many people's names running through your mind or on a sheet of paper that you can't worry about Sally, who keeps him hauling around, right? So dive into those bingo cards, dive into your brand. You guys have learned so much about your brands, right? We've had an entire series on Tuesday nights dedicated to your brands. And if you've missed any of it, it's all on YouTube. Dive into your brand, put yourself out there. I know that's the scary part. And guess what? Here's the thing I want you to think about, because it's the opposite of how I think most people feel. And it's the opposite of how I used to think. I used to make a Facebook post or a reel and think, God, I hope everybody likes this. I hope everybody likes this. I hope I get a ton of comments. I hope I get a bunch of views. Like, I hope everybody likes it. Now, when I make a post or a Facebook reel, I think, oh, man, I hope this pisses some people off. I hope some people see this and unfollow me. I hope some people see this and think, my God, she is me and I am her. Right? I want just certain people to find it. I don't want the whole world to like me, because if you're talking to everybody, you're not talking to anybody. Right? So who are you? What is your brand? What do you have to offer? And she's not on here, but Wendy had Richardson. She had some negative comments this week on one of her reels, I think it was. And she was like panicking, like, what do I do? Do I block them? Do I delete them? And I was like, well, are they like derogatory? Like, are they bad? She's like, no, but they're kind of mean. And one person even put like a ha ha on my video. And I'm like, girl, they just upped your algorithm. I'm like, unless they're like, literally offending anything, if they're just being trolls, they're upping your algorithm. Roll with it. So put yourself out there and let it lie. The best thing you can do is make your post, make your reel, whatever, post it and go back to your bingo card and see what's next. Don't sit there and look at your phone, and don't go back and check your Facebook, and don't go back and see your view count or whatever the heck that is. Just go back to your bingo card. What's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing I can do? Yeah, Wendy needs to think. That's why I told her, I said, just be glad they're there. They're just up in your algorithm. How do you determine real followers from scammers and creepers? Like when you're just looking at your following list, you really, unless you see that the distinguished gray-haired man in the military uniform that shows up with 3 different ones, then it's a scammer. So yeah, you're going to have them on there. They're going to follow you. If somebody is a scammer and they comment, like where they're like, I'm so glad I found your page, I've reached out to you, I like blah, blah, blah. I just usually block them, and I don't even delete the comment, because it doesn't matter anymore. The comment up my algorithm, and the person they're blocked now. So if I know that, I'll delete them or block them. But yeah, Sandra.
Have y'all noticed in stories, like it looks like you're getting hearts from like a bunch of people, and then if you do go back and you click so that you can kind of see who's following your stories and so forth, and you scroll down and you find who the person is that has given you all those hearts, it's usually somebody that has kind of like my whatever type of name, and I have to block them. And so y'all check your stories, because you may be getting what you think are a lot of hearts, but it might be some of those suck my, yeah.
Well,
they're bad. They're bad.
Yes and no. Like if they're giving you hearts, that's okay. They're not giving you STDs. They're just giving you hearts. So it's okay. And it's a story. It's going to disappear. They're there
Okay.
now. Now, if you go into your Instagram, the hidden messages, like Instagram automatically hides those. I go in there probably once every couple of weeks and I just delete them all, because it's those people. But if they're hearting my stuff, that's not enough to like, that's not going to harm my account. That's not going to whatever. What they're trying to do is take a naive person who's like, oh my gosh, who is this person? I love this person. This person loves me. And then they click on it, and then they start conversing with them in Messenger. So you're smarter than that. So the hearts are no big deal. But it's if they start making comments or they start trying to reach you in Messenger, then obviously do not talk back. Lindsay says, Mother Trucker, I just added myself to a group of the cruise week Brian and I are doing in Spain, and I will know everyone before we even cruise. I'm manifesting the boat will be thriving. Thriving beef will be thriving. And after,
They'll either be thriving before, or they're going to be thriving after they meet my crazy ass. I'm so
before.
excited. I can't hide it right now.
I know, one, I love the thriving beef. It's just because of everything Sandra just talked about, it made me laugh. Okay. Okay, yes. So that's the thing, you guys. What kind of groups can you get in? Who can you be talking to? What kind of posts can you be making? Just because the bingo card gives you an idea, it's an idea. Make it yours, right? Make it yours. Make it about your brand. Make it about what you have to offer for somebody, and then really put it out there and put it out with excitement and passion. It's what you do. If this is truly your brand, it's what you do. Have you guys ever seen me make a flower post and not like totally make an ass out of myself because I'm so freaking excited over the dumbest thing ever because it's a flower? No, you haven't. And you never will, because I will always be that way when it comes to flowers, right? That's what you got to lead with. That's your thing. Okay. So stay focused on you, stay focused on your brand. Try a new group this week. If you're in a group and it's kind of stale and things aren't moving forward, go try a new group. That's the beauty of Facebook groups. You can leave them if they don't work out, right? I have a couple that are just active. They're just good and active. And then a couple that are kind of hit and miss. So I spend a lot of time in my active and I check on my hit or miss once or twice a week, right? So just be smart with your time. When you are in your groups, contribute to the group, right? Or start conversations in the group. I just don't go because, okay, picture this. Tammy goes into her flower group. I could go in my group and I could literally heart every photo. I mean, can you imagine? It's a flower group, for God's sakes. I could heart every photo. But that's not doing anything for me. That's a heart, right? That's nothing. Now, I can ask a question about that flower, or I could go in and ask questions in general, or I could share information, or I could say, hey, I grew that in Ohio and it didn't do great. What area are you in? I could start conversations with people. But if I'm just in there like liking stuff and ha-haing stuff, if that's what you're doing in your groups, you're wasting your time. You got to get in there and you got to talk to strangers. Stranger danger, people. The danger here is if you don't talk to strangers, you're not going to make any money. Okay. That's a very different kind of danger. You're all grown adults. You all know when something's not right, who you shouldn't be talking to or what you should not be talking about. But if it's someone in your group and they've shared something, that's why I know people get frustrated because it's on the bingo card a lot to like share an interesting article or share a funny meme related to your group. You guys, that should come easy to you. If it's your group, if it's what you're all about, you could Google. Like I'm thinking of Lisa's Busy Mom's Best Friend. She could literally Google 5 fast after school snacks and pop that in there, right? It's her brand. It's what she does. It's not that hard. Sonia could be like, new Harley release for 5 foot and under. I'm just kidding. I don't even know how tall you are. You know what I mean? But you can Google that thing. There are days where I'm like, winter gardening in Ohio zone 6. Pops up articles. I'm like, whoops, share this one. Thought this was interesting. I may not have even read the damn article, but I'm sharing it and I'm contributing to that group, right? Because that's what we're in those groups for. We're in there to become involved. It's like if you went to, well, I'm thinking of like me. If I go to garden club and I just go and I sit in the back of the room and I never talk to anybody and I never share anything, then I might as well be at home. Right? So same thing on your groups. If you're just going in there and you're hearting stuff and you're liking stuff, I've been bucket list motorcycle. Ooh, that sounds fun. That's way better than the 5 foot and under thing I came up with. All right. So you guys have bingo cards coming at you every day for the end of the month. And soon I'll be working on next month's bingo cards. Just so you know, and you've probably already noticed, the free spaces on Saturday and Sunday are gone because we're working. We're working. Okay. So last 3 days, we didn't really even get into February because I just want you to be so focused on these last 3 days of January. I want you to, like when you go to bed on January 31st, I want you to be exhausted. That's what I want. Because the next day you'll take your Thrive and be fine. I want you to go to bed and be exhausted. I want you to talk to so many people about so many things that you can't remember who you talked to what about. Right? I want you, Sally in one group and Bob in another group and Phil in this group and that person on that post. Like talk to so many people that you don't even know who you've talked to. Like my fingers hurt. I've texted so much information back and forth in my groups. I have sent so many follow-up messages. I've invited so many people to the Zoom. I have talked to my camera so much on stories that I'm starting to talk to myself when I'm in the bathroom alone because I forget that I'm not on stories anymore. That's where I want you to be when you lay your head down on Wednesday night. Okay. So I know that's not really a calendar planning session like it should have been, but hopefully this fired your asses up because you have a lot on the line. Every last one of you. I've talked to every last one of you about what's important to you, and you all have a lot on the line. All right. Okay, love you bunches. Bye. Good luck going to bed.